Welcome to Studio 5. Gospel music royalty CeCe Winans is our guest this week. We're also taking a look at a new documentary about a painful time in history before going behind the scenes of a film with a cast of people who are often ignored. To begin, though, we want to fire up the countdown of the 5 big stories in the world of uplifting entertainment. At number 5.
I'm doing my version. That's what Mr. Irvin told me. Say it's on the list he gave.
His final performance here in Ma Rainey's Black Bottom.
And the Golden Globe goes to Chadwick Boseman.
Earned him a posthumous Best Actor win, with his widow accepting the award and a moving tribute.
He would thank God. He would thank his parents. He would thank his ancestors for their guidance and their sacrifices. He would say something beautiful, something inspiring, something that would amplify that little voice inside of all of us that tells you you can, that tells you to keep going.
It's to play when I sing. Oh, I see now. You done got jealous because Mr. Irvin using my verse.
At number 4, a new faith-based musical is making its way to Netflix at the end of this month.
Here's Will Hawkins' file. Social services put everything in there.
You didn't tell me this was church camp.
It's gonna be great. Snapshots from a week away. And there are a few familiar faces in this musical story of a troubled teen being sentenced to serve at a Christian summer camp.
What's with the name, A Ouija Way?
A week away. Every once in a while, somebody's just a week away from an experience that changed everything for them.
The family-friendly movie was filmed in Nashville and features songs from Amy Grant, For King and Country, Torrin Wells, and many more.
Your parents would be really proud of you.
And from the start of the countdown, we now turn to a recording artist who has won 12 Grammy Awards and sold more than 17 million records. But her new project is still a musical first for her. CeCe Winans is in Studio 5 this week with her new project. It's called Believe For It.
They say this mountain can't be moved. They say these chains will never break. But they don't know you like we do. There is power in your name.
23 Dove Awards, 15 Stellar Awards, 12 Grammy Awards, and 17 million purchases of your music. When you hear that rattled off, what do you think?
Wow, you know, I've been doing this a long time, but it's still wow.
There is power in your name. So much power in your name.
Now, this is your first live worship project?
First live project, period.
Wow.
No. I like the studio where you can just do it over and over again.
Okay.
God, we believe for it.
And you know, the funny thing is, I finally do my live record, right? And we had planned to do it at the beginning of 2020. Then the pandemic happened.
Wow.
So I'm going to do a live record with no people? I'm like,
God, we believe no matter what, there is power in your name.
So we got it done towards the end of 2020. So we had a couple of people socially distant. But you know what? I was like, Lord, just let us capture your presence. Let us capture your presence. And he was so gracious to allow us to do that.
God, we believe for it. From the impossible, we'll see a miracle. God, we believe. God, we believe for it.
Now, I know the public has already been able to hear Never Lost a Battle, which I love. They've also been able to hear Believe For It. So we've got those two. We're waiting for the rest. Which one are you looking most forward to us hearing?
I'm just interested for people to hear the totality, really, of the song.
Okay.
Because even Never Lost and Believe for it, it's where it goes in the whole experience. You know, because, you know, I am known for singing songs in between songs that the Lord just puts on my heart more than singing a song, you know. Even Believe for it, that tag on the end was not a part of the song. You know, you said it, I believe it, it's done. You said it, I believe it, it's done. I just feel like we got to get that into our spirits and into our hearts. To continue to heal from what we've already been through, you know, in 2020. A lot of people are broken, they feel like giving up, they lost loved ones, they're hurting, you know, and we don't have an option not to believe. We gotta believe if we're gonna see God move in the way we need him to move.
Just because you said it, just because you said it, move the immovable, break the unbreakable. God, we believe. God, we believe for it. From the impossible, we'll see a miracle. God, we believe. God, we believe for it.
CeCe Winans' project Believe for It is out next week, March 12th to be exact. It's her first live music project, and she does not disappoint.
Still to come.
The first explosion ripped through a downtown office building, killing one man.
Revisiting an extraordinary true crime story.
How difficult was it to get people to open up and share?
We're sitting down with the documentary directors next.
Watch breaking news, in-depth exclusive stories and programs from health to entertainment you won't find anywhere else. The CBN News Channel, a perspective you can trust. Enjoy credible news reporting from around the world. Discover inspiring programs and stories of hope, all in one place from a Christian perspective. The CBN News Channel, a perspective you can trust. To watch the CBN News Channel, download the app or visit cbnnewschannel.com.
Hello, I'm Dr. David Perlmutter, board-certified neurologist and #1 New York Times bestselling author. Wouldn't it be great to boost your energy, eliminate brain fog, and even reverse brain disease? Well, you can, and I'm going to show you how, along with some of the world's most well-respected brain experts, in this DVD, Protect Your Brain.
Get Protect Your Brain, a free DVD only from the Christian Broadcasting Network, featuring experts on the cutting edge of neuroscience and brain health.
No matter how many times you've failed in the past, you really can do this.
In Protect Your Brain, you'll discover simple strategies to keep your brain young and healthy. Improve your memory. Discover the gut-brain connection. In Protect Your Brain. Get your free copy at cbn.com or call 1-800-700-7000.
If you want to improve the quality of your life, get the DVD Protect Your Brain and get it today.
At number 3.
No. Rules. But saying no 50 times an hour? No. Absolutely not. Nope on a rope.
Actress Jennifer Garner puts on her producer's hat and turns a best-selling children's book into a fun family film.
Jennifer, I understand you've been actually living Yes Days for a few years. What started it?
I'll show you what started it. This book by Amy Krauss Rosenthal was on my kids' shelves, and I read it to them, and they dreamed it's no, and finally, yes!
Have you heard about Yes Day? It's this new thing where parents say yes to everything their kids ask for 24 hours. Radical! How am I just hearing about this?
At number 2.
Great is thy faithfulness, O God, my Father.
A sweet preview of Carrie Underwood's Hymns album.
I put Great is thy faithfulness kind of in the same realm of How Great Thou Art. It's another song that is vocally big, but it doesn't start out that way.
And she has only one special guest on the project.
You are also lending your voice to a Carrie Underwood project?
When they sent me the song, I heard her and she was singing the whole thing. And I was like, why are y'all asking me to be on this? And so I went in, did did the part that they wanted me to do, and she's amazing. She's amazing. And I looked at her after hearing her. I said, "Are you ready for what God is going to do?"
Some have described a new Netflix documentary like this: high-stakes exploits turn deadly and shake a global church to its core in an extraordinary true crime story. The three-part series takes its audience back to 1985, when Mark Hoffman set off a series of deadly pipe bombs. We sat down with the directors of Murder Among the Mormons.
The state of Utah has long been the home of the Mormons.
I love the gospel with all my heart.
They are driven by history, and they want to preserve documents.
Mark Hoffman found document after document.
He was a rock star.
Religion sometimes breeds amongst people some extremes.
The first explosion ripped through a downtown office building, killing one man. The second explosion outside of a holiday home claimed another life.
Panic began to ensue because 2 bombs suggest a serial killer.
Then the shock came.
What gave birth to this project?
You know, Jared and I were both raised in the Intermountain West. He in Idaho and I in Utah. So this story is very much in our DNA. It's part of our history. Our friends are involved in it. Our family, in some instances, were directly involved. So when we came of age and we were able to make it, of course, we were more than happy to tackle such a massive and unbelievable story.
How difficult was it to get people to open up and share?
I mean, it's been 35 plus years since the bombings occurred, and for many of our subjects, they haven't had a chance to talk about it, and they've kind of kept a lot of it bottled up, and it was a very cathartic experience, I think, for a lot of them. During the interview, most of them hadn't discussed in depth what they'd experienced.
Any response or reaction from the Mormon Church?
One of the people we interviewed in the film, Richard Turley, he, at the time that we conducted the interview in February 2020, he was the acting director of public affairs for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. And so he was instrumental of really kind of opening up the story for us, and it was super helpful.
What surprised you, both of you being so close to the story and being in the area? What that you uncovered surprised you most?
I think what I was most surprised by is the callousness of Mark Hoffman. The man's still rotting away in a prison cell in a small town in Utah, and he's yet to come out and say, I shouldn't have done that, and I apologize, and what I did was wrong. And to hold that kind of hate and anger and deception inside for so long, I think you have to be a certain type of individual to A, commit that, but to B, never acknowledge that what you did actually was wrong.
Is there still pain for the people that you spoke with? I wasn't, I hurt just watching it, so I'm wondering, is there still pain there?
You know, Tyler and I, we would end the day emotionally exhausted, just reliving the pain that these people experienced in the interviews. So, yeah, it was very, very, very difficult.
This material was potentially devastating.
People who wanted to protect the church didn't want this document to come to light.
What we wanted to do was tell the inside story and tell it to the best truth that we could from the people who were there, and to tell it, as close as we can to as it happened. And so for us, knowing that we've worked so hard on a story that we feel so passionate about, and that in but a week or a few short days, millions of people around the world will be able to view it at their home on a platform as great as Netflix. I don't think for us there's anything finer than that as filmmaker.
To that too, the themes, even though they occurred in 1985, are just so relevant to what has gone on the last couple of years as it relates to misinformation. And nobody is immune to deception. You really have to take a close look at the stories and narratives you choose to believe.
It just started snowballing.
Machine guns, bombs.
We all should have suspected. Secrets just can't be kept.
Murder Among the Mormons begins streaming on Netflix this week. This would be a great time to share a story in pictures. Take a look at this week's Studio 5 Snapshot.
We're sharing memorable photographic moments from Prince Harry and his wife, Meghan Markle. Just ahead,
I just want to make it clear to everybody, there is no subject that's off limits.
Of their 2-hour CBS special with Oprah Winfrey. It comes Sunday. And these images are this week's Studio 5 Snapshot.
My biggest concern was history repeating itself.
You've said some pretty shocking things here. Wait, hold up, wait a minute.
Just moments away.
We talked a lot about how we were going to bring things from my life, from Fran's life, into Fern's life.
We're going inside the film that took home the Golden Globe for Best Picture.
Fern is a narrative thread that ties the whole of Nomadland together.
A look at Nomadland is next.
Are you suffering from feeling tired or worn out during the day? Can you not turn off your brain at night? You are not alone. Hi, I'm Dr. Michael Bruce, the Sleep Doctor, and I've partnered with the Christian Broadcasting Network, and we're gonna bring you some unbelievable information that you can use tonight to get a better night's rest.
Wake up to your best life. Call 1-800-700-7000 or go to cbn.com to get your free copy of Protect Your Sleep today.
Nutrition, exercise, essential oils, weight loss, and more. It's Healthy Living with Lori Johnson.
Talk about what's in this.
Join CBN health reporter Lori Johnson to get the latest information from today's top health experts.
This is fantastic.
Find out what you need to know to live a healthier life. Watch Healthy Living, Tuesday night at 9:30.
Woohoo! Hi, Superbook fans. Here's something else you'll love. It's the new Superbook Bible app. It's packed with games, activities, and Superbook episodes that you can watch for free. Oh no! There's trivia, a fun daily devotional, and answers to your Bible questions. Plus, an easy-to-understand Bible the whole family will enjoy. You can even create your own Superbook character. Ta-da! Whoa!
Millsburg Falls, man. Come with...
Sorry, pardon me. Sorry, excuse me. Ouch!
Are you getting this?
Earn super points to win daily prizes, too. And so much more! Time to get back to my adventures. See you soon. It's the new Superbook Bible app. Free downloads on iTunes, Google Play, and Amazon.
Welcome back. When the Golden Globes were handed out this past weekend, Nomadland took home the prize for Best Picture, making it the official frontrunner for the Oscar. We have this behind-the-scenes look at the unique film.
My mom says that you're homeless. Is that true?
No, I'm not homeless. I'm just houseless. Not the same thing, right?
No.
The book, Nomadland, by Jessica Bruder, is about nomadic living and being on the road. It really showed me just how extensive that community is and how colorful and interesting the lives of the people that were in the book.
I can't imagine what you're going through. I think you've come to the right place to find an answer.
I have always been fascinated with subcultures. The idea that there might be a world beyond the world we see, populated by people who are, in some ways, creating their own space.
Nomadland is about Fern, played by Frances McDormand. A woman in her 60s sets out on the road as a modern-day van dweller.
I live in there. It's my home. In collaborating with Chloe about the character of Fern, we talked a lot about how we were going to bring things from my life, from Fran's life, into Fern's life. It's like my dad used to say, what's remembered lives.
Fern is a narrative thread that ties the whole of Nomadland together.
You are one of those lucky people that can travel anywhere.
Yes, ma'am, I know.
And they sometimes call you nomads.
The goal from the beginning was how do I create a journey that could seamlessly incorporate all these rich details and interesting characters that Jessica has met during the years of research she's done.
It's about those of us living on the road full time, trying to find a way to survive.
These are people that have chosen another way to live that most of society wouldn't understand.
Seeing the contagious power of these people and what their stories mean has been incredible to watch.
This movie could give a service to people that find themselves in desperate situations. There is another way to go.
There's something about the vastness and the beauty of the American West is something that's inspired generations. It reminds you that you're not alone. It reminds you you're part of something bigger. There's a way to persevere that makes you feel hope at the end.
Nomadland is showing in select theaters right now. It's also streaming on Hulu. We have made it to the final headline in this week's countdown of uplifting entertainment stories. Take a look.
At number 1.
No more weeping and wailing.
The life of gospel music legend Mahalia Jackson becomes a Lifetime biopic. We have this Studio 5 first look ahead of the April 3rd release.
I'm gonna move on up a little higher.
This song, it's from Mahalia Jackson.
All these white folks tell me how wonderful I am. Then they get mad when I buy a home in their neighborhood.
Yes, I'm gonna move.
Dear Lord, your gift wasn't my voice. Your gift was my purpose. Tell them about the dream.
Coming up here on Studio 5.
Miracles when you move. Such an easy thing for you to do.
Turning the spotlight back on CeCe Winans.
Come home to the sounds of Southern Gospel from CBN Radio. You'll enjoy a rich Southern blend of bluegrass, classic gospel, and Southern gospel favorites like the Gaithers, the Crab Family, and bluegrass sounds like Mountain Faith. So make yourself at home with the all-new CBN Southern Gospel. Now available at cbnradio.com.
It's about the competition.
I kind of put that pressure on myself, and I think people had expectations.
It's about overcoming.
We use this phrase all the time, keep chopping, keep practicing hard.
It's about going the distance.
You know, I think as a father, it's my job, to lead. Just be the best husband and father I can be.
Watch Going the Distance with Sean Brown Saturday night at 7:30 on the CBN News Channel.
Life. It's meant to be lived fully. Jesus said it. I came to give you life. Life to the fullest. Life in your family. Life in your finances. Life in your body, mind, and spirit. Life in your everyday. At CBN.com, we're taking what Jesus said seriously. We're here to help you discover life. Life. Live it fully. CBN.com.
And welcome back to Studio 5. This week's soundtrack comes to us from Jubilee Worship and a special guest, Travis Green. Take a listen and you'll see why Redeeming the Years is playing in my ear.
Come receive the heart. Woo. For all you saw in tears. He's rewriting the story now.
years. On that musical note, we are almost out of time for this episode of Studio 5. So let's take a moment to see what's coming your way next week.
Dad, I'd like you to meet Laura.
How do you do, sir?
I say, you're gorgeous.
Thank you. I must say he's charming.
Yeah, not always. Laura has come round to help you.
I don't need her or anyone else. I can manage very well on my own.
Sir Anthony Hopkins and The Crown's Olivia Colman are being praised for their performances in The Father. And there's already Oscar buzz. Take me back to the genesis of this story for you. I want to say it is heartwarming and heartbreaking all at the same time.
Everything all right?
Who are you?
Actually, it's me, Paul.
Who?
I live here.
What is this nonsense? Anne?
It's me.
Ah, there she is.
Your father seemed a bit confused.
Something wrong?
Where's Anne?
Sorry?
Anne, where is she?
I'm here.
We're sitting down with the playwright and first-time film director Florian Zeller.
It's the story of a man losing his bearings. And I guess when I wrote the play 8 years ago, it was about, for me, to reconnect with my own personal experience.
What's the matter, Dad?
Strange things going on around us.
Don't worry. Everything will sort itself out.
Hope you'll join us for that story and so much more next week. Before we say goodbye this week, we want to return to our conversation with wife, mother, grandmother, pastor, and recording artist CeCe Winans. She has a final word of wisdom to share.
You can do all things but fail, 'cause you never lost a battle. No, you never lost a battle. And I know you never will.
How is Wyatt and being grandma?
I love it. I was blessed to get my first grandson on Christmas Day.
Oh.
Yes, he was born on Christmas Day. His due date was supposed to be, I think, Christmas Eve.
Oh.
And my daughter was like, oh, he's going to come such and such. And she had it all planned how she thought it was going to go.
Mm-hmm.
And it didn't go that way. Because of COVID, we couldn't be there. So I'm like, oh, God, thank God for FaceTime. And he is just a joy. I love being a grandma. Everybody's nervous right now. Because I just did a record and they were like, we're not going to be able to get away from that grandbaby. and I'm just, what can I say? God just keeps me in awe. I'm just in awe of him. He's faithful to every generation,
Mm-hmm.
So to be able to see my baby have a baby, it's pretty amazing.
Thank you, Pastor CeCe. That is a great final word for this edition of Studio 5 and this week's look at uplifting entertainment. Until next time, make time to uplift someone around you, and then please come on back and see where Studio 5 takes you next week. Bye-bye, everybody.